Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFC North lately, you know that the landscape is shifting in a way that could have major consequences not just for this season, but for the future of the division. Rumors are swirling around, and they involve some intriguing moves that could redefine how teams approach the rest of the year. Specifically, we're talking about a potential blockbuster trade between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions, centered around the Chicago linebacker Roquan Smith. This isn't just speculation. There are credible reports, notably from Diana Rossini, pointing to the Bears being open to trading Smith, and it's all happening right now as the trade deadline approaches on November 4th. Why is this such a big deal for Detroit? Well, to understand that, you have to look at the context of both teams. The Bears, sitting at 3-4, are clearly in a bit of a rebuild mode. Their defense historically has been a work in progress, ranked 23rd in points allowed per game, giving up around 2 points. Their offense, led by Caleb Williams, who, let's be honest, has been a roller coaster in his rookie season, is trying to find its footing, with Williams showing flashes of brilliance but also inconsistency, especially with PFF grades around 74. And missing a game due to injury, Chicago is prioritizing protecting their future. Their offensive line has been leaky, allowing 2.8 sacks per game, and with cap space around $20 million, they're maneuvering to rebuild with a focus on bolstering their offensive line and adding future assets. And here's where the trade comes in. The Bears, with a cap space of around $20 million, are looking to get value for Roquan Smith, a player who is not only a proven star but also a leader on the field. Smith, drafted 8th overall in 2018, has been a cornerstone for the Bears' defense. He's a Pro Bowler from 2022 through 2024, with an impressive stat line that includes over 300 tackles, 32 sacks, and a PFF coverage grade of 93. For his 2025 stats are no less impressive: 92 tackles, 5 sacks, 20 tackles for loss, and a tackle EPA of -0.23, ranking him among the top linebackers in the league. Smith's leadership qualities are often compared to some of the best in the game, like Wagner in Seattle, and his ability to force turnovers is a game changer. Last season, he was instrumental in creating turnovers, and this year he's been a model of consistency, with no injuries and a snap percentage of 95%. His PFF grade of 94. 2 against the Packers emphasizes how vital he is to any defense he joins. So why would the Lions be interested? Well, Detroit, sitting at 5-2, has been looking to bolster their linebacking core to take their defense to the next level. Their current ranking, 20th in the NFL in linebackers, has been a concern, especially in the run game and pass coverage. They've been rotating between Anzalone and Barnes, but neither is quite the elite presence that could make their defense truly dominant. The addition of a player like Smith, who can be a Pro Bowl caliber linebacker and a true force in the middle, could be the spark that elevates this defense into a top-tier unit. With Smith, the Lions could improve their run defense, which has allowed over 148 yards per game, and also add some much-needed coverage versatility in their secondary, which has been leaking yards through the air, allowing about 226 yards passing per game. This move could be transformational for Detroit. Imagine Smith's leadership in the middle, guiding and elevating players like Anzalone, and creating a more aggressive, disciplined front seven. The Lions have been strong in forcing turnovers, averaging around 17 turnovers per game, and adding a player like him could push that number even higher. His presence would help limit opponents' rushing yards, and with the defensive line also dealing with injuries like Onwuzurike's ACL tear, the linebacker core becomes even more critical. Smith's ability to stop the run, combined with his coverage skills, would allow the Lions to be more aggressive in their defensive schemes, potentially increasing their stops by over 1.6 per game. That's a huge boost, especially in a division as competitive as the NFC North, where every yard and every turnover counts. And this isn't just about individual stats. It's about the overall impact on the team's confidence and the division standings. If Detroit manages to land Smith, It could significantly increase their odds of winning the division and making a deep playoff run. The betting odds already reflect this, with betting lines moving from +6, 0 to +2, 800 for Detroit to win the Super Bowl if they acquire Smith. That's a massive swing for a player who, in many ways, could be the X factor in their postseason push. Think about the parallels, like Luke Kuechly's impact with the Panthers back in 2015, or how elite linebackers can elevate the entire defense and turn close games into wins. Smith's addition could do exactly that for the Lions. Now let's talk about the bigger picture here. The Bears are in a tricky spot. Their cap space, around $20 million, is enough to make a splash if they choose to extend players like Moore or focus on rebuilding the offensive line. Their run defense, ranked 25th, has been allowing 136 yards per game, and their offensive line is allowing 2.8 sacks per game. Obvious signs that they need to rebuild and reset. Coach Eberflus is clearly focused on a reset, and they're not likely to be major players in the trade market for elite linebackers unless the price is right. Smith, at 27 years old, might be considered a bit of a gamble for a team looking to rebuild, especially with odds of +11, 0 for him to stay in Chicago or be traded elsewhere. But for the Lions, acquiring him could be a game changer, especially with the playoffs in sight and the division title within reach. And for the Lions, this isn't just about adding a linebacker. It's about transforming their defense into an elite unit that can carry them deep into January. Their offensive side, led by Jared Goff, has been solid, but their defense has been the limiting factor. If they can get Smith, they'd be adding a player who can make plays all over the field, from stopping the run to covering tight ends and creating turnovers that can swing the momentum in their favor. His projected tackles, over 160 in a season, would make him one of the most active linebackers in the league, and that kind of production would elevate the entire defense, making them more reliable in critical moments. The ramifications go beyond just the game day. A move like this sends a message to the division and the league. The Lions are serious about winning now. They're willing to invest in the core that can push them over the top. And in a division as competitive as the NFC North, with teams like the Vikings and Packers also vying for control, every move counts. The Lions are on the cusp of something special, and landing Smith could be the final piece that pushes them into serious Super Bowl contention. It's about building a defense that can handle the grind, that can withstand the best offenses, and that can dominate in the postseason. So as the trade deadline approaches, all eyes are on Detroit and Chicago. Will the Bears pull the trigger on trading Roquan Smith? If they do, it could be one of the most impactful moves of the season, not just for those teams, but for the entire NFC playoff picture. The Lions have been patient, strategic, and hungry, and adding a player like Smith would be a clear statement of their ambitions. It's a move that could elevate their entire roster and set the stage for a serious Super Bowl run, making this one of the most exciting storylines to follow as we head into the crucial weeks of the NFL season. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think the Lions should push all in to get Roquan Smith? How would his addition change the defense and the entire team's outlook? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions. This is the kind of move that can define seasons, and I want to know what you think. Do you believe it's worth the risk? Are you excited about the future with Smith in the middle? Remember, this season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory for Detroit. And whatever happens, we'll be here to keep you updated every step of the way. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the Lions' spirit alive as we chase that Super Bowl dream together.